What's going on, everybody? Gambling Gamers back with another episode of Views Beyond the News. Today, I think we're actually going to start with talking about R.Kelly and Michael Jackson. I know that R.Kelly currently...
Jamona!
Oh, that's Michael Jackson.
I was trying to do the hee-hee.
R.Kelly is currently facing up to 70 years in prison. There are 10 counts of sexual assault and abuse against him, and each one actually comes with 7 years. So each one he is actually accused of, and if he actually completely gets the sentencing for, is up to 70 years. And I would assume you guys all saw the interview that went down.
Whew. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I've seen clips of it.
I was like, what's her name? Gayle King? From, what's the news place? Is it NBC or something?
That man starts breaking down.
I was like, he had a full-on...
I'm fighting for my life!
I gave y'all 30 years!
I thought he was going to start singing, I'm fighting for my life!
I was like, I find it really interesting how he reacted to it, because, I mean, his accusations are a lot more serious than, like, Jussie were from Empire, when he got jumped by those two people, and then...
I thought he just got, like, charged with, like, peeing on underage girls.
Those were his original two cases.
That's what people say.
He beat those two, because in the interview, Gayle King brings up
But you meant like he beat the two girls, not like...
No, he beat
won
that
the case.
No, he beat the cases, and he actually tells Gayle, he's just like, how stupid would I have to be to beat 2 cases against me like that, and then get 10 more against me? Because he's being accused of, like, hog-tying women and, like, abusing them, and he's just like, I don't even know how the fuck to hog-tie somebody. Like, why would I do that?
How many people know how to hog-tie something?
Did you go to Boy Scouts? No.
Well,
Why would you know how to hog-tie something?
I was a level 5 ranger in the Cub Scouts, sir. I have been hog-tying since the day I was born. I'm from Texas.
That's not how that works, by the way.
Thank you for your service.
That's not how that works, by the way.
Tyler was an Eagle Scout.
I'm sorry, Mr. Eagle Scout.
So you
I
should
am
know
an
how to
Eagle
hog
Scout,
tie.
you fuck. No, they don't teach you how to hog tie shit. They don't even teach you how to make a hangman's noose because like, you can't have like more than 6 loops.
I think I went on one camping trip and I was like, nah, this ain't
My mom saw them in the little uniforms and she looked at me and goes, nah, it's okay.
We literally wore them
out of Boy Scouts.
Yeah, we wore them like once a week.
Like literally, like you're.
Oh yeah,
I think it was G and then Forrest's mom, Patty. They were both trying to convince my mom that I should do Boy Scouts, and I was interested at the time. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go to the meeting and see what happens. We got to the parking lot at the school. They're like, if you choose not to do this, we'll take you to GameStop right now. Pick whatever you want. I was like, sold. Let's go to GameStop.
That's because Boy Scouts is expensive.
Fuck Boy Scouts. I don't need to learn how to tie a knot.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's not what makes it fun, though.
I did like the wooden car race once, and I was like, yeah, this is stupid.
Pinewood Derby. Pinewood Derby was fun when you won, and I won at it a lot.
See, my dad helped me build my car, and I was like, Dad, this isn't going to go anywhere. Like, half the wheels were uneven. I was like, Dad, we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, this thing's going to fucking fall over.
Yeah,
it, like, got on the ramp and wouldn't stay on the ramp.
Yeah, Samuel uses my Pinewood Derby car.
That is called cheating.
No, it's not.
Yeah, huh?
You're supposed to build it from scratch.
I used the same Pinewood Derby car for like 6 years in a row.
But that's different.
It was so fast.
You made it,
yeah, but you built it.
Well, yeah, Samuel, he took the wheels. He basically modified the one I had because the one I originally had, Christina accidentally broke it up here and then tried to hide it. And then she found it because Samuel wanted to use it in his race. And she picked it up and it was snapped in half because the middle part was really thin. But that thing was fast.
But yeah, going back to R. Kelly, there was
just saying, we ventured so far so fast.
There are 2 girls who said they saw the interview and were like remembered of everything that happened to them. And I'm not the type of guy to be like, yo, if this is bullshit, like, that's really fucked up. Like, we're talking about a man's life here. And it kind of goes back to the Kavanaugh case and how, like, you know, sexual abuse is a real thing and it's really fucking scary and it shouldn't happen to anybody. But you can't just call shit like that and, like, expect people to believe you every time.
See, but my thing with, like, the Kavanaugh case was there was no substantial evidence. There was just one person who said something. And then they tried to go back and they tried to look through his yearbook.
About a house party in high school.
Do you like to drink beer? Do you not like to drink beer?
So, yeah, on the weekend, everybody drinks a couple beers.
That's this, dude. Some of that shit. So you know that football player, the big one from Baylor, who was like made a meme.
Oh yeah,
that guy was a fucking unit. He was supposed to be #1 pick in the draft
because of it. It took him 3 years, but he beat it. This year he beat it. And, like, people are like, he should get another chance.
Everyone's like, he's like, I want to go to the NFL. I want to play football. And you should get to, because that... And,
Yeah!
Okay, so there's
people on Twitter...
for his career
And also,
being,
whoever accused him should go to jail.
Yeah, there's people on Twitter saying that girl should go to jail
She
for
should.
ruining his life.
If
And
you-
I
Wasn't
should.
If
Wasn't there
you
a girl that
falsely
went to jail?
accuse someone just because, I don't know, like, you have something
Well, the thought
against
is
him...
like, oh, he's about to get into money.
Yeah, it was
He
Yeah,
wants
just
to say
because
my
of
butt
that-
was fat. I'm going to go get some. That's bullshit. You should never do that. You should never abuse how serious sexual abuse is these days.
And
Because,
and
because
it's
it's going to
getting-
get to a point where no one takes it seriously.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
boyfriend
Well,
wolf all over again.
Because, like, the Me Too movement, it's extremely important, but it's one of those that if it happened over 30 years ago, you should have came out relatively earlier. I mean, you really should have.
It's hard to.
Oh,
if
I
you
know
think
it
about
is, but it's also kind of weird that you wait 30 years and then they've made themselves a career and then you take the opportunity just to completely get back at them and destroy them. It's kind of a fucked up process.
But then
like I'm not
you
saying they
won't
don't deserve
succeed
it,
at it, though.
but I'm not
'cause
saying
there's
like
no evidence.
I'm not saying they don't deserve to have their like careers destroyed, but it's weird that you've waited
30
like,
years.
30 years
All
to
this
get
time.
back at them. Like
Yeah.
it's
That
weird.
makes no sense.
That's like the guy. What college was it? Was it from Virginia or was it in Cali? That the girl said that he had that he took her back to her dorm and he had raped her, but he had saved all the messages and was just like,
Didn't he serve several years in jail before?
No.
he was
This
fined?
is this is an actual
He showed
college
the
student.
messages to the judge,
Yeah, to the
and
judge.
the judge was just
Oh
like,
yeah, no, I remember that actually.
It was
yeah.
like it was pretty recent, wasn't it? Like maybe.
that was like 2 or 3 years ago.
That's actually still pretty recent.
It was
honestly.
my freshman year. I think it was my freshman year.
Well, yeah, that
So I
same
remember my
guy.
friends telling me about it.
Well,
And-
they had put in their report on. I saw it on YouTube under like I think it was like NBC, like covered a story over it. Like this is what happened to him, and always
I
save
bet
your
that
stuff.
fucked up that kid's life.
Yeah, he got suspended for I think almost for the rest of the semester. He got suspended.
Did you get the email yesterday? There was a kid at Tech who the college that we go to in our town that was carried off of campus and not allowed back on because a female student like filed a sexual assault claim on him.
It was all over the news this morning.
And I don't know if there's any evidence yet. I haven't really followed it all the way through, but like that shit happens everywhere.
I was like, if there's evidence of it,
Well, fuck him.
expel him
Yeah, you know.
immediately. But if there's no evidence, if it happened that night and she like went to the police and got a rape kit done and the proper stuff done,
Well-
and they were like, there's substantial evidence, I think they should escort him off
it's-
campus then. But if you don't have evidence, you're ruining that kid's life
Well,
before he's even proven
The
guilty.
hard thing is
But-
it's so situational, you know?
See,
It's like if you get put yourself in a girl's. If you were to get raped, you were drunk and everything. You're not going to think to go to the cops right away. The first thing you're thinking is like, did that really happen? You spend weeks on time just depressed about it. You're not going to go straight like right away. So it's hard to get a rape kit done right away. But like,
well, it's also one of those that you're talking about sexually violating someone. Like even if they're lying, you can't just be like you're lying. Like you have to take some sort of immediate action because that's a very serious thing. So I mean, you have to take immediate action and then kind of try to find the evidence. You can't just be like, well, he raped me. Okay, well, we can't arrest him till you give us the evidence. No, you have to take some sort of action just in case it did happen.
yeah.
It's situational. It's fucked up.
But they shouldn't take action immediately because people are like,
I'm
he
not-
raped me and nothing
I'm not
happened, and that
necessarily-
kid's reputation is ruined.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying like arrest him and immediately throw him in jail, but you need to immediately like maybe detain them in some kind of way and start immediately searching for evidence.
Something should be done.
Yes. But at the
But-
same time, it's hard to know what's real and what's not because there are people out there who abuse that just to get the attention, just to fuck up somebody's life, just to try to get money out of it. And then they come forward, they're like, yeah, it never happened. And then,
And then-
half of those people go scot-free. Nothing happens. to
Nothing
them.
happened. I don't
Which
think
is bullshit.
You said half the time. I think it's like 99% of the time. Nothing happens to that
I was
person.
like, I've only seen a couple of cases where like women who have actually come forward and faked telling people that she was raped, that they've actually gotten jail sentences. And it's something like what, like 10 years or something for lying, 5-10 years for lying about it or something like that.
Yeah.
Ruin
it's-
someone's fucking life.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be in jail for a while.
You should be in jail for how long they were going to be in jail.
Cause I mean, back kind of back to the R.Kelly thing, the way he flipped out during that interview, like when Jussie was being interviewed, he was extremely calm about it. He kind of teared up about being jumped by those gang members. R. Kelly completely flipped his shit, jumped up. He was tears. He was screaming,
He
talking about
was
his
the best
career and his
actor
kids.
ever.
I just,
Or, I don't think he did it.
I mean, 70 years is a long time. It would get me to do some crazy shit. Like,
I just like, even if he is lying, his reaction was so fucking real. It's almost one of those like, did he actually do it? Holy shit. Like, he clearly is upset about this.
But it's one of those things that it's so fucking hard to prove. And it's so hard to prove against. It's one of those my word over her word type of thing.
Yeah.
You know who should get to talk about this? My aunt and uncle.
No, because they're lawyers?
Because one's a prosecutor, the one's the attorney. Like, they're literally the opposite sides of each other.
That would be interesting.
I would love to ask them. Like, you should definitely come with me because I'm pretty sure we could sit down and talk to both of them for like probably a couple hours, and we'd be like, "Holy shit! I didn't even know that's how that worked."
Every other word?
I
they don't care.
love cursing. It
is
part of my vocabulary.
of my dictionary.
But dude, like, there's some because I've asked
cursing is my love language.
I've asked my aunt about a few things that are just.
I
Some
use
things I
fuck
didn't
for
know.
every other fucking word.
Well, she's used to me cussing, so.
This is a PG-13 podcast. If you are under the age of 13, please consult your parents before viewing us. Also, moms,
You're gonna need an
single moms, particularly, my Twitter is at j.cortez.
I knew he was going to say that.
Hey, the man's he's gotta throw that out there sometimes.
Well, because
I am broke. I am looking for a sugar mama.
Oh,
If you are interested, I'm always down.
Hey, we're in Texas, brother. There's always some sugar mamas out there. Don't you worry.
But I just, like, the way his manager had to settle him down. I didn't like the way Gail was treating him during the interview, though. She was like, Robert, you need to settle down.
It was kind of hostile.
The man is facing 70 years in prison. He's got a right to be upset if
emotional
he didn't
thing.
do it.
Yeah.
But if he did do it, he deserves all 70 years, hands down.
Yeah, especially if he's getting an ass like that. Like, bro.
Hands down. But that kind of leads me into the Michael Jackson thing in their new documentary, Leaving Neverland.
Inserts cock grab right now.
Oh my god.
Inserts what?
Cock grab.
There's nothing wrong with that.
How do you think he was able to make those high noises?
His father chemically castrated him.
You guys have seen that Family
you know
episode where he's abusing his own dick on stage? He like
Yes.
punches himself and pulls out a gun and sprays his crotch.
That's really funny. But did you know his dad chemically castrated him to
His
save
dad
his
was
voice?
a dick, dude.
Like to save his voice, because you know when he sang, it didn't.
I mean,
that
they
didn't
were-
sound like a dude singing.
Well, I mean, that's what they used to do
it's
back
a very
in the day.
feminine thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kids had beautiful voices. They castrate them.
but his dad.
we want you to keep that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so his dad chemically castrated him, which also means he didn't produce testosterone, so he had no sex drive.
Well,
See, I don't agree with that. I get
about sexual drives in Michael Jackson, there are a couple boys who disagree with that statement.
See,
See, I know that there's arguments against it. I'm like, I have no fucking clue.
I just
I mean, if the
'Cause
man
I
was
would-
alive, we would know, but
well,
unfortunately...
it's
He's not
amazing
here to
how
defend
similar
himself, too.
Yeah.
how similar his case is to R. Kelly's.
Yeah.
Like he already beat
He didn't
a child
kill
abuse
girls.
case. Like he already beat one case of sexual allegations against children. He beat it, and then after his death, his legacy, how his family's made a bunch of money off Neverland Ranch, and they're worth a lot, and he has like unreleased music and everything. Now these two men are coming forward after they were molested as kids, and now they're trying to sue the estate.
Also,
I
it's
just feel
not
bad for his kids.
It's
though,
not
you know?
ruining his reputation. It's ruining his family's reputation, and he's not there to defend himself or anything. Even the person who did something wrong, usually his family's reputation would be ruined by it, but he would. But now his kids are going to be ruined by it. Everyone is. Everyone's fucked now. There's
Awkward.
police sirens. The dogs are barking. I'm sorry.
Anyways, did you just see that several stations around the globe, including Australia, New Zealand, and Canada,
I told
have
Josh this.
Yeah.
decided to stop playing Jackson songs?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bunch of streaming platforms that are no longer streaming his music.
But also in that Leaving Neverland documentary,
We need to
one
sit
of
down
the
and
guys who is, behind that,
Like one of the accusers.
yeah, he testified in defense of Jackson back in 2005.
Yeah, he talks about it. He talked about it in the documentary.
Yeah.
Apparently, he was like, wasn't he like paid off to do it or something like that?
That's what he claims he was paid off to do it or something like that, but it's just kind of sketchy that now he's coming out and helping this documentary, like giving them information before he testified in defense of him.
Also, what's also weird is they say, like in the documentary, his parents were like brainwashed to let this happen. But if his parents thought something was weird, you couldn't pay me.
Why is this humongous celebrity hanging around my 8-year-old boy?
I don't care who you are, how big. You could pay me $7 billion and be like, I want your kid to spend nights with me. I'd be like, well, hold on. You.
There's a difference between being a creepy child molester, and there's a difference between what Michael Jackson's actual public figure stood for. Because, like, I really wish those dogs would shut the fuck up.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna go down there and beat the shit out of somebody in a minute.
Take it out.
They're not even my dog, but I'll do it.
That's the little puppy. I'm sorry.
Like they were talking about how, like, I know I told you guys right when I got here. T.I. posted on his Instagram an old audio interview between Michael Jackson and somebody about how if he couldn't make children happy, he couldn't hear their laughter, he couldn't like please the children, that he had no will to live. Like he stated that he would go to children's hospitals and bring toys and candy and he'd sing and entertain the kids, but then the news and the paparazzi would turn around and make stories about how he would go there and just completely ignore the children, just trying to like boost his public figure. And I mean, he seems like he was trying to do the right thing, but at the same time, it almost seems really fucking creepy. Like, just hanging around a bunch of children. I mean, I know his childhood was basically taken from him.
Yeah, from his dad.
Between being chemically castrated and being forced into music. I don't know. It's a weird scenario.
But
it is weird.
Also, how Ryan said that they're taking his music off of platforms. There's also... We've all seen The Simpsons, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's an episode called Stark Raving Dad, where Homer Simpson is a patient in a mental hospital. And there's a character in there whose spoken lines are voiced by Michael Jackson. It's not even based off his actual person. But The Simpsons are removing that episode completely, and they're taking it off any, like, streaming platform. They're taking it off any future DVDs or anything like that, just because of what's going on with Michael Jackson right now and the case and everything.
See, I hate that things are already being done before anything's been proven guilty.
But it's one of those things you have to take, like, action when something like this comes out.
Could you do me a favor?
Huh?
Could you go yell at your dog?
It's not my dog. That little puppy won't be quiet. I will bet you money, right? I can go tell the munchkins
I'll go
downstairs
punch it over the fence.
to go, like, play with it or something.
Punt it over the
Because I'm telling you right now.
All you hear in the podcast is like,
because I can tell you right now.
and you just hear Christian outside. That's right! What's up?
I'm doing it for the good of the podcast.
This is for you, viewers. His Twitter's at Rogue9145.
Right now I'm going to get animal hate mail.
PETA's gonna...
No, PETA's a piece of shit for what they did to Steve Irwin. Fuck you, PETA.
Women,
What'd they do?
I
You didn't see that?
love
No,
dogs.
they did Steve Irwin.
My Twitter is at j.court. Sorry,
I'll
go ahead. Talk about PETA.
I'm going to
That's
go ahead
fine.
and let you self-advertise.
No,
real
we're going
quick.
to talk about Steve Irwin because
Hold on.
I love
Self-advertise.
Women, I used to watch the Steve Irwin show every single day of my life. My Twitter is at j.cortez. Thank you very much.
No,
Wanna hear about the
PETA,
crocodile hunter?
it was Steve Irwin's birthday
Yeah.
a week ago.
Yeah.
And PETA actually put on their Twitter, like, people, like, because Google did their thing where it was in honor of Steve Irwin. He was, like, holding a crocodile or some shit.
Yeah.
PETA actually put on there that, in a way, we shouldn't glorify him because even though he didn't harm animals, he was disrupting their habitats and messing with them when he shouldn't have been, and he got himself killed, and we shouldn't glorify the man.
It was all
He was
educational.
literally doing
See?
education.
He was showing you
teaching.
the animals. And
Yeah.
shit. And PETA was just like,
And he
he
didn't
shouldn't
hurt any of them.
PETA was just like, he shouldn't have been with those animals. He shouldn't have messed with them in their habitats.
Well, if
and he got
PETA is
himself
going to do
killed.
that, PETA should be against every
Did
zoo
you
in
see
America.
that PETA is trying to get us to stop like saying things like two birds and one stone? They say that's offensive to animals.
No one,
So, like,
that saying will be around forever.
an animal can't be offended. It can't talk. It's the stupidest shit.
The only thing an
ever.
animal can feel is sadness for like 5 minutes.
A
And then it
bird's
gets the fuck
brain
over
is
it.
smaller than my fingernail.
Like,
Let's be honest.
My
here.
dog could be sad, but as soon as I whip out the food, she's like immediately happy again.
Well, because
Fuck yeah, Dad, let's do it.
I'm all in agreement. Animal abuse is wrong. No matter what animal it is, it's wrong.
yeah, it's fucked up.
But at the same time, Steve Irwin didn't abuse animals.
No, he didn't
That
abuse
man was a
anything.
hero. That man, even though he was Australian, was an American fucking hero.
If
He was an
anything-
American
if anything,
fucking hero.
Fuck that stingray.
Yeah,
Like-
fuck that stingray. Maybe we should go around shooting fucking stingrays, Peter. How would you like that, bitch?
And the thing is, No one on Twitter agreed with PETA. PETA got their shit jumped. Everybody was like, how dare you disrespect this man?
Steve Irwin was so many kids' childhood.
Yes.
I remember
all of our childhoods.
If he was on Animal Planet, I was watching
Animal
that shit.
Planet's not even a channel anymore.
Steve Irwin was the Bill Nye the Science Guy of Animal Planet.
Yeah.
Oi!
Hey,
There's a crocodile.
Rocky, mate!
Broke him with a stick.
Oh, dude, have you seen the South Park one? The South Park version of that? Dude, it's so... Oi!
You know what's great, though?
Oh, my finger in his bum. Dude, it's so fucking funny.
His son is taking up
Yeah.
what Steve Irwin does.
I was
He
thinking
educates
he was
people.
gonna do it,
with
right?
And his
it.
daughter.
I love
Yeah.
his interviews with Jimmy Kimmel, or like Jimmy Fallon, when he brings the animals out on stage and he's scared as fuck of the animals. He like put a tarantula in his hand and Kevin Hart's like, ah! Jimmy, what the fuck?
Honestly, his daughter's kind of cute. Isn't her name like Bambi?
What's the age?
Dude, that would be something Steve Irwin names his daughter, Bambi.
Bambi.
I'm pretty sure she's 18.
His son's not 18.
His son's the younger, though.
Yeah, his son's
His
like
son's younger.
11. No,
He's
way
not
older
11.
than
He's
that.
like
like
13.
Maybe
14 or
he's
some shit.
14, yeah.
He has his
That
own
kid
TV
doesn't look
show.
14. Looks like he's like 15 or 16.
You look 40.
I don't know, but he sounds exactly like his dad was. His accent and his enthusiasm about animals.
Dude, I
Dude.
wish I was that good.
This raw hair is a tarantula. It'll fucking eat your face.
Why are you holding it, Steve? Put it down!
No, they won't. They don't have venom.
Well, we wouldn't know that if Steve Irwin was alive today, okay?
What? Oh my god.
He would have saved Animal
You know, speaking of
Planet.
like childhood things, just hear that Reading Rainbow's coming back?
No, I didn't.
Dude.
No way.
That's the shit, let me tell y'all what.
Dude, we're gonna wake up on Saturdays and watch freaking
Rainbow. Butterfly in the
No,
sky.
one of my favorite things about growing up was getting up Saturday at like 8
Watching
o'clock in the morning watching
cartoons,
cartoons,
dude.
man.
Yeah,
and then
dude.
you'd go back to sleep.
And then like at noon, mom's like, hey, lunch is ready. Bit, mom. Nom, 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 nom. Time for my
Give me my
afternoon
grilled
nap.
cheese sandwich and my smiley face French fries.
I'm gonna take a side of mac and cheese today, mom, if you do not
I don't know
mind.
about
And she
y'all,
would
but
be like,
Arthur was
no.
the shit back in the day.
Dude,
What?
Arthur, Hey
Arthur?
Arnold.
Hey Arnold, yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
did you guys ever watch the really old cartoons? Like, I didn't start on like modern cartoons.
Ow! Fuck! Ow! Ow! Ow!
Ladies,
Take
My
it
hair-
outside.
My hair got caught in my necklace. That's
Oh,
why
that's
I
why you
taken
never-
outside.
Motherfucker! Ow!
You talking like Courage the Cowardly Dog and shit like that?
No, I'm
or-
talking about like Rocco's Modern
Oh,
Life.
Rocco's Modern
Rocco's
Life.
Modern Life
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
you're talking
shit.
about some bangers. Hold
Dude,
up.
they
Look
were
at Tyler's face right now of like,
What?
what's
You've never
wrong?
heard of Rocco's Modern Life?
What's wrong with you?
You're a grandpa compared to all of us, and you've never heard of Rocco's Modern Life? Oh my god, dude! They were
I used to
actually
watch like Johnny Bravo and shit.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo
Bravo,
was
yeah.
fucking cool, man. I always wanted to
I ever
be
look
that
back
guy.
at some of the jokes
Hey,
he said? You were just
Hey,
like,
baby.
oh my god, that was a dirty fucking show.
No, Rocco's Modern Life. It was about like this. He was like a kangaroo kind of thing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
And
Oh!
he worked at a sex phone company.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was hinted at. It was like a dirty joke, kind of like they do in SpongeBob.
Dude, all the
sometimes.
cartoons we watched when we were little had dirty
Oh,
jokes put in them.
SpongeBob was full of them. SpongeBob was a
SpongeBob's
banger.
fucking hysterical. His nose pops through the freaking gravel. Mr. Krabs like, I hope that's your nose,
Please
boy.
tell me that's your nose.
There's like YouTube compilation videos of all the time SpongeBob went dirty on us.
There's a lot
And
of
as a little kid, I remember watching these and just going, ah, SpongeBob is so silly.
I think
But now as an adult, I'm like,
That's
motherfucker.
fucked.
Mr. Krabs just made a dick joke.
my
What
favorite
the
has
hell?
to be with the Powerpuff Girls, and they're talking about, I was born by mistake, and she goes, it's
Oh, yeah.
okay.
She's
I
like-
was a mistake too. And I was like, oh,
Oh shit.
I was like, holy
This
my
is getting
God.
really
Like
dark.
the super seductive like assistant in the mayor's
Oh, the
office.
secretary?
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, she's a banger.
Definitely banging the secretary.
Oh yeah, every time she walked in, his face got super red. You tell he was instantly hard.
Hey, Mr. Mayor.
Did you voice her?
Ladies, my Twitter is at
Oh,
j.cortez.
I mean, clearly Dexter's Laboratory reigns over them all.
It is!
For that,
love
fuck
that.
that.
my laboratory.
Get down
I thought we
there.
were talking about the mom for a
Laboratory.
second. That's a MILF.
Dexter's mom was.
Hold on,
I-
Timmy Turner's
She was
mom?
Ooh.
Oh, Timmy's mom.
Dude.
Was great.
Dude, friggin' when he opens, what's this chest? Friggin' all his hopes and dreams like, oh, when did you get that? How old are you?
This is where I would put my trophy.
I think
If I had one.
nothing beats Carl from Jimmy Neutron.
Dingleberg!
Oh, no, dude, Sheen from Jimmy Neutron. I love
Dude, Jimmy
Sheen.
Neutron was such a good show.
I love Jimmy Neutron.
Ah, brain blast! You know that man just
Thank
came his pants, right?
Dude,
He
those
did.
things, that's so fucking funny.
Dude, I love the Carl memes so much.
I love
It's just
Carl.
Are you
so
gonna finish
funny.
that rules on?
I know I showed you guys the other day, but that really weird thing that's going around.
Stop!
Where
I don't want to talk about it.
Different characters is like you gonna piss your pants. You gonna cry maybe. You gonna shit and cum.
What?
It's a really weird.
You didn't watch that video that he sent us?
I sent it in the group chat.
It's really
it's
creepy.
fucking weird.
It's really weird. They voice different characters, and all they say is that one fucking line,
Yeah.
and I don't get it. I don't know where it came from or why it's popular, but it is.
Someone put
It's like, everyone has that one friend who does a lot of impressions.
This
And it's
why I
just this
don't
one
open
guy
up Instagram in public.
who does like impressions, and he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna do a shit ton of cartoon characters and say one weird phrase over and over again to see how many people I can make uncomfortable.
I mean, actually, I'll be honest with you.
it's
Dexter was good, but I actually
uncomfortable.
think one of the greatest cartoons of all time had to have been Courage the Cowardly Dog. That show was
Dude,
so fucked in
Remember,
so many
I
ways.
was
that
terrified
one
of that
episode
show.
that always made you shit your fucking pants with a ghost outside. Just
Oh, yeah.
said, dude. I remember one time that came on at like 9 o'clock at night, and I was like, nah.
Could you imagine watching?
I
that
was
show
not the
tripping
kid
acid?
afraid to turn off that show real fast.
No,
if
man,
that
me
came
too.
on, I was like, maybe iCarly's on right now.
Yeah, no.
Brandon Cosgrove.
Do y'all remember the kids? Was it the Codename Kids?
Codenamed
Next Door?
Kids Next Door.
Dude, I love that
yes.
Dude, that was such a good show.
That was
They
so
had that, and
fucking
then
awesome.
Yeah.
Adventures
Can
of
we
Billy
call
and
each other
Mandy.
like number 3
The
now?
Grim Adventures
Pictures
of Billy and
Oh,
Mandy.
dude,
Oh, yeah.
yes, that was a great
That
show.
and
That was the funniest. Billy is such a
what did I-
goddamn
oh,
dumbass. dude.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yes.
Yes.
God damn it!
What is that?
I don't give a fuck about Java. Remind me later, you dumb bitch. Fuck off. Okay.
I was worried
Still
it wasn't
there.
recording anymore. I was
Back to the show.
oh my fucking god, Josh.
Better to be louder than not loud enough.
He can always turn me down. Ladies can never turn me down. My Twitter's at j.cortez.
No, I think Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was
Oh,
revolutionary.
I
at the
fucking love that
time.
show.
The show is
The show is
amazing,
great,
dude.
dude.
I remember we were talking about the other day. We're like, God, Frankie was a baddie.
Frankie.
Oh, my God.
Mac
Frankie.
needed to get himself.
I always forget the girl from Danny Phantom, but she was a baddie.
Which
I don't know
one?
her
Danny
name.
Phantom.
The best friend, his best friend.
Sam.
Sam.
Sam, the
I
girl
was-
that he
Sam
was
was a
into was a
Yeah.
baddie.
Eee.
Oh my god.
Trixie
dude.
Tang.
Trixie Tang.
Trixie
Did you know there's
motherfucking
a
Tang.
theory that Danny Phantom is Timmy Turner
I
grown
saw
up?
that. I kind of thought I was
And like
oh,
all the
that's kinda cool.
characters in the show kind of
They
are
look-
like
They kind of yeah.
exactly like
yeah,
oh,
like,
how
if they were to grow up
weird.
and be in high school.
Like the only thing that's not the same, honestly, is I think the moms look different. I could see how Timmy's dad becomes Danny's dad. Like
Yeah.
I could see the transition, but the moms, I don't see it.
Yeah,
That's the only
true.
thing I don't.
What if
see.
it's a stepmom?
Stepmom?
Oh, divorce. You're talking about a broken home.
This shit just got
That's
real.
Just
no-
because you have a stepmom doesn't mean you have a broken home.
No, but you have a broken home while you're divorced.
Yeah. Just a little crazy.
That was a joke at me. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but okay.
Dude, don't make this about you.
Oh, fuck you.
Don't make this about you.
I was
This,
trying to
this
make a
podcast is only about me.
It's
And
about
my
him.
Twitter is at j.cortez.
Listen, it's
Ladies,
about
please,
him
can
and
you
his
just
Twitter.
follow my man? At least
Someone
one.
slide in my DM so I can quit.
Just one
Por
time.
favor.
Just for the one.
For
Dude,
the
you're
one
gonna-
time, my
you're gonna
profile
get
picture is
one
nice.
time- Dude, what's it called?
One day this will blow up, and my Twitter DMs are just gonna be.
Dude, not Courage the Cowardly Dog. What is it? What the fuck is it? Fucking Ed, Ned, Nettie.
Oh,
Dude,
Ed and Eddie.
Oh.
Ed and
You know
Eddie.
Ed and Eddie was made off a dare?
Really?
Yeah, the creators actually dared to make the show
Dude,
because he
Chowder?
lost a bet, basically.
Chowder.
Dude,
Chowder's a stupid-
you're not my girlfriend!
Dude, I fucking love, dude. The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack.
Flapjack was
Flapjack.
fucked up.
Flapjack.
That was a
pretty fucked up.
weird ass show, but
I loved his
actually
laugh
liked
so
it.
much.
Why were they always in a bar?
Well, that and they were always inside the whale.
His mom?
Oh my god, dude. Flapjack was so fucked.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it was a fucked up show. It was great though.
They were actually supposed to remake Rocco's Modern Life, like a modern version.
I would
Because like the trailer for it was they were actually in the future with shit they've never seen before, and they were like freaking the fuck out.
Did you ever watch Cat and Dog?
Oh, dude, Cat Dog?
dog.
It's not cat and dog.
Cat
It's cat
and
dog
Cat
because they're
dog.
connected.
Cat dog.
No, Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack.
I
Was
think I ever
the
watched Samurai
shit.
Jack.
What?
Samurai Jack was the show that got me into anime as a child.
that honestly,
Thank God I didn't watch
that
it.
got me into
No,
anime.
dude, it's they actually
It is
remade it for a
badass
season and
now,
made
yeah.
it
I know
like
they
old
remade
and
it.
finished it. Like,
It's
it was
pretty
really cool.
badass. New season of it.
Because it was actually like a hard.
I remember
show.
we would go to like Mr. Gaddy's a caboose, and I would always try to win enough tickets to get one of those plastic katanas, just so I could pretend
Hell
to be
yeah.
Samurai Jack in my
I got
home.
like 2 of those
Yes.
one time, and I fucking flung them out and hit my mom with one of the holders.
And she
goes,
threw 'em away?
Yeah, she did. She like grabbed that bitch and fucking got a knife and just went, "Yeah, you fucking like that?" And I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't
I
mean
can see
to."
Ryan crying, Mom!
See, me and my brother would both get them, and my brother's 5 years younger than me, so at the time I was like, maybe like 9. He was 4, and he would walk up to me and he'd go, "Was she?" And he'd go, "Brother, it's just time." And I would look at him like,
I could totally
And
see
you
Jared doing
slowly
that.
put on your bandana like,
and see, I was the guy, I was like, "I'm gonna get 2 swords." And I'd sit there, I'm like, "What's up, bro?" And he'd come running at me, and I remember it'd be like well, bam, bam, and next thing you know, he's on the ground. And my mom was yelling at me, "Quit playing swords with your brother!" I'm like, "Mom, I can't help it."
Mom, he is not trained hard enough. Put your swords back.
I will say my favorite cartoon as a kid was Scooby-Doo.
See, I like Scooby-Doo.
That was
Do you
my
remember when they made that
all-time
first like
favorite-
live action
Bro,
Scooby Doo movie?
banger.
Dude, that shit
That shit was good.
it's so it's like it's an awful
It's bad.
movie, but it's so
I fucking love the guy that plays
the dude
Shaggy.
who plays Shaggy.
He was
the
in the
best.
Scream.
Dude,
Yeah, he's in Scream.
he's still a meme today.
Yeah, he is.
Dude,
Dude, those Shaggy memes
the
are so
Shaggy
funny.
Power ones, dude, that's been my favorite meme by far ever.
When
I
I
love
created the universe,
Scooby-Doo.
I only used like 20%
Percent
of
of my
myself.
power. You're just
Only use
like,
10% of my.
dude, I love when he's all buff.
I love when he gets his.
I got beams.
Check him out.
He's like, I'm buff. Like laughs. And he becomes
I
like
fucking-
Albert Einstein.
Dude, I love that actor so much. And when I found out that was him from Scream, I was like, no fucking
Dude, you
way.
wanna know how he got the role for Shaggy? You wanna know how he got his voice that way? He
Helium.
sat in his car before going into the interview and screamed for an hour to make his voice hoarse. So he could sound like, and then someone walked by and knocked on the door like, "Are you okay?" because he was just in his car screaming to try to get his voice hoarse, and it was like the person who was interviewing him.
Could you imagine? Sorry, sir,
then-
sorry, it's fine. I'm an actor.
And then like eventually figured out how to do it without screaming. And so now he can just do it on command. Like in interviews with him,
Cool ass.
he'll randomly just do the voice if someone asks him.
Like, zoink, Scoob.
Zoink, Scoob.
You have to make your voice crack. And dude, it hurts your throat.
Rubber raggy.
I fucking love Scooby-Doo. That was the shit.
Dude, actually, I think that was...
You know, every time, what was the guy, like the main, like not the leader, Freddie? Fred and the other chick.
Fred, Velma,
you know when
Daphne.
Fred and Daphne split up from the group, you knew what was
they'd
going
be
down.
fucking.
You knew every
He's like,
every
"All right."
time Scooby and Shaggy walked away, they're getting high as
Would you
fuck.
do it for a
Do
Scooby
y'all
snack?
remember that?
And you know, Velma's just in the corner. My glasses.
Yeah.
Jinkies.
Do you remember
I can't
that
see
one,
my glasses.
the Scooby-Doo movie where they went to New Mexico, like Area 51 with the aliens?
Yeah, I saw that.
Bro. Tell me that alien
Dude,
wasn't a banger.
That's one of my favorite, and the zombie one where they're in the swamp.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Dude,
I just remember that alien one.
They're like one of the first to actually like use zombies. It was actually super
Dude,
fucking cool.
Did you guys ever play the
There was a
Scooby-Doo
vampire
game on
one, too.
PS2? You
There
actually
was a game.
Yeah, you actually had to
Yeah.
walk around and play as like Scooby, and you had to
Yeah.
like pick up Scooby snacks and like defeat villains and shit. It was
Oh,
really cool.
actually, you know what? I think I have that
one,
game
I had one
still.
for the Game Boy. I had a Scooby Doo actually to like go around and solve the mystery as Scooby and Shaggy. It was so fucking
the one
fun.
on PS2,
Zoinks.
like Zoink Scoob.
I'm gonna figure out how to do that voice, and I'm gonna do that forever.
In the middle of a game, like Zoinks, I'm
If
getting
someone can
killed.
do,
There's a gank in my lane.
if someone can do Kermit, bless.
Oh, I can't
Wait,
do Kermit.
Kermit?
No, I
Yeah.
can't do Kermit.
That's not that hard to do, I don't think.
Well, do it. Let's see
Yeah,
it.
then do it, bitch.
Dude, I have to practice it a few times because if I try to do it immediately, I sound retarded.
All right, go sit in the corner and practice for 10 minutes. We'll catch you.
Go sit in the bathroom.
I also like to
get you.
hear the voice. Hold on, what's Kermit sound like again? Because sometimes they do it too deep or too high.
really high pitched.
That sounds exactly like Kermit. What are you talking about?
Hey!
really high pitched, and he just gets really angry with it.
Dude, my favorite's like, baby eyes.
I love the video where like they slap the bag of food down. And it's like my mind's telling me no, but my body, and it transitions like, oh fuck me, chicken sandwich.
Have you ever seen those ones where?
Dude, there's one where there's like a thing of cocaine
Yeah.
in front of Kermit. He's like, Kermit, is that cocaine? He's like,
He's like, Kermit, we are gonna get banned if you do that. And Kermit goes, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do.
I love the one where he's trying to get into the door and he's got a knife in his
And
hand.
fucking Elmo's out there with like pliers. I love in that video though. Like Kermit snorts the cocaine. Like, Elmo, is that a bat? And Elmo's like, you want some, motherfucker?
I used to want to do the Elmo voice too.
You know, there's people that.
Oh, I couldn't do the
There's-
Elmo
I
voice.
can't
I
do
think,
that.
I think I got
That's
lucky
too
with the
hype.
Kermit
I have to
voice.
hear it. How do
The
you-
Kermit
how the fuck
voice was
do the Elmo
pretty
voice?
on.
I think I got lucky with that one. I don't think I could do Elmo.
Baby, Dude, that shit's so. I love the.
Could
Kermit
you imagine
voice.
if
There's like one where Kermit's singing Redbone by Childish Gambino.
Yeah.
That one's my favorite.
My favorite is when he just pops over the seat and just starts singing the song with that
He almost
vine.
broke out into
That
Kermit
shit's
right
great,
there.
dude.
I'm gonna have it stuck in my head all day now. Oh, fuck me, chicken sandwich.
So am I. I'm gonna die later in League, and I'll be like, "Oh fuck me, chicken sandwich!" Like I was like Arnold.
I was gonna
Kermit.
say, I was like, Jesus,
I
what
am
you turning on?
Have you guys seen that?
I am Arnold,
that
get
virtual
down.
reality game where you can play as different characters in the chat room.
Yeah, VR chat.
I love when Kermit's like, "Hey, come here, baby. Why don't you come touch me?"
I know.
And the guy walks up. The guy walks up, and he goes, "Okay, I'm gonna touch little froggy ass." And Kermit's like, "No, get away from me. I was just joking." And he runs downstairs and he goes, "I'm gonna commit suicide." And he jumps off the
Did you
edge.
just say Kermit suicide?
Yeah, have you never seen Kermit Suicide?
I have,
Kermit
and
suicide.
Do you have
by
that
the
one
way,
where-
that never clicked in my head for some reason, and now it just.
Did you ever see
did.
that one video where it's Kermit and some little girl and they're singing the ABCs?
Oh,
and she
yeah.
goes, A, B, C, Cookie Monster! And Kermit just gets so mad and just goes, no. Try it one more time. A, B, C, Cookie Monster! And then he just goes,
Oh, have you guys seen the video where Grover says "fuck" on Sesame Street?
What?
No.
Yes,
No
there's
way.
an actual video. It's so funny because it's one of those, they're puppets, so you can't tell if it's fake or not, but it looks super real. And I'm pretty sure it is because it's everywhere. But the little like pink Muppet thing, she's talking about like adjusting the camera to film her
Miss
and
Piggy?
Grover.
No.
You said the pink
I
little
said
fucking-
Sesame Street.
That's what they are. They're Muppets.
Yeah, they're basically Muppets.
Oh shit! I kind of put.
Yeah,
those
you
two
just
together,
merged two
my
worlds
bad.
together.
Yeah.
No, she's talking about adjusting the camera, and Grover's like, "Oh my god, that's a great fucking idea," and you're just like, "Oh my god."
Dude, there's a thing about the SpongeBob.
Well, what if it was
episode
like, you
where
know, they weren't doing like a live,
Yeah,
like,
maybe-
live scene yet, and they were just like, you know, fucking around, making sure that everything was
Dude,
right.
if I was a
Rehearsing.
Muppet, like a
And the
Muppet
puppet
actor,
handler for Grover was just like, I'm gonna say something really fucked
dude,
up
I
right
would
now.
totally be like, you guys want to make an adult version of this and just,
They
The
did.
Happy Time
the
Murders.
Happy Time
Yeah.
Murders.
I know, it make it funny. Apparently, that wasn't a funny movie.
I don't see how it couldn't. I mean, I bet it's a really bad movie, but it cannot be worse than Baywatch. There's no way.
Oh, I was gonna
Baywatch
say-
is a
Dude,
terrible movie.
Baywatch is, that's fucking an
Honestly,
awesome
I thought you were
movie.
honestly,
gonna-
I'll go as far to say Baywatch is not even that funny.
Dude,
Baywatch-
it's so
Okay.
funny.
The only reason why Baywatch succeeded
Got
was
his nuts
'cause-
stuck in the bench.
Dude, that was, and the girl can see, don't touch me, CJ. Don't fucking touch me! It's just like, oh god.
Zac
it's-
Efron.
And dude, she
Zac
figures,
Efron.
dude, and she figures out
Dwayne
he's
The Rock
he's a
Johnson.
big ass cock, and she's like, oh wow, we got a situation now down there.
And don't forget about Miss Alexandra Daddario.
Oh,
Oh no,
yes.
that fat guy kind of made that movie for
Dude,
me.
that's
that
so
guy is
fucking
pretty
funny.
dude.
I
mean,
can
it
I be
was-
honest with you guys?
It was a funny
I'm
movie.
going home tonight and I'm talking like Kermit the whole fucking night now. God damn it, guys! I'm getting ganked in the fucking top lane.
Why do you randomly now just, I get top no matter what?
Oh yeah, I told him when I got here, I was like, I'm kicking you out of top lane. I'm picking Nasus every game.
Why don't you play him in the jungle? All you do is AFK farm the entire time and then randomly come out with 500 stacks and just whack someone once and they die.
Ladies, my friends are nerds, but you can find me at
You play League too,
twitter.com/.
fuck off.
Yeah,
You're the highest level out of all of us.
Not only
Shut
that,
the
you're a
hell
weeb
up.
like me.
Well, I'm not talking about it in the middle of our podcast, so.
Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up?
I'm pretty sure there's a
Respect.
buy into that.
Respect. Respect.
I'm gonna go home.
Respect.
What does Elmo sound like?
Respect.
Like a high version of that.
Shit, I would have to strain my voice so hard to try to do it.
See, I already have
It's
a high.
high.
It's a.
It's
Hi-
so
I already
high.
have a high point. High
High
ass.
point.
Apparently, everyone says I have the deepest voice here. I
You
don't
do.
believe
Dude,
it.
you're
do.
tucking your balls in your sock.
See, you tried to argue that you thought my voice was deeper than yours. There's no way.
I
See,
swear.
There's
Yours,
no way.
you tuck your balls in your sock. His are like taped to his
My
mid thigh.
sock.
Like his are like taped
Does
to
it
mid
matter
thigh.
which sock I choose during the day, or is it like one of those?
No, you put one nut in each sock.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
God, so far.
I shouldn't wear pants anymore then. Ladies, my Twitter is at
No, it's a skirt.
j.cortez. Oh, a skirt.
No,
Ladies,
a kilt.
A kilt.
hey, I am confident enough in my sexuality to admit it's a skirt. Ladies, my Twitter is at j.cortez. Thank you very much.
Oh, did you guys actually see that Hillary Clinton stated that she won't be running, but she's actually quite pissed that Trump's obsessed with her?
Well, see, there was a tweet where Trump was like, he did like parentheses, crooked Hillary to confirm she's not running for president. Looks like I'll have a free
The
bid.
Elmo voice actor is black. I
And
thought it was like gonna be some weird ass white dude.
Whoever runs Hillary's Twitter, you're a genius. They quoted with like one of those Mean Girls like gifs.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like, "Why are you so obsessed with me?" And I saw that tweet and I was just like laughing my ass off at
Hillary,
that.
you won this round. Retweet.
Yeah, I did retweet that.
No, I heard that she's not running.
But she plans to like in 4 years. I'm like,
You may not be alive in 4
I was about to say, I was like, do we really
you
want
might
at
be
that
in an
age?
insane
If
asylum
you
by
run
then.
once and lose, why are you allowed to run again?
Well, because obviously you had the backing to run at the first point, so you might as.
I think it'd actually be really cool. You guys heard that Biden's talking about running.
Huh?
And if Obama's his vice president, the broski's getting back together.
I was about to say, I was like, Obama
I mean,
back
probably
in
welcome
office?
back Obamacare.
The memes.
The
Yo,
memes, the
I
brotherhood.
love that. I love that one
Memes.
picture of Obama playing with those white boys on the basketball court. It's like, oh my god, that's like when you open up your health book and it's just like those random people playing basketball. I was
Dude,
like,
that would be the best person.
Not gonna lie,
dunked
I'm
on
pretty sure I said
ever.
that in the first podcast.
I think you did.
I think I said that in the first podcast.
I'm pretty sure you did too.
I
Dude,
love,
I would love to get dunked on by Obama. That'd be awesome.
I love
wouldn't.
like
Man, he ain't getting up on me on those knees these days. I tell you what, I'll check that shit at half court.
I mean, like I love like the videos of like him and Biden. Like they have their like blazers off and they're like jogging around the White House.
I love that he became a meme and then he embraced it.
There's like one where they took a picture where Obama's like leaned back in his chair, and then Biden's just sitting on the corner of Obama's desk like this. They're like making like, it looks like they're making like a rap album. Like, what the
That's
fuck?
something we would do. Just have like Christian in a Godfather chair, then us posing
Yeah.
around the
Didn't you know,
room
bro?
differently.
No, it would be
called
Christian in the
TWA.
Godfather
and it would
chair.
literally be Ryan posing like this
Huh?
on the desk.
No. Ryan would be like peeking his head up from underneath Christian's desk, just like, hey.
And then me
Tyler would be in the front just doing this number, and you would just see me in the back on my phone checking Twitter, leaned against the window.
You got your like sunglasses down to here. You're like,
dude, and Christian's sitting in the fucking in like this.
He's got a
like,
cigar
dude,
in his mouth.
a cigar or a vape. Just
With the,
no, it don't have
With
to be a
with-
cigar. That's
with-
gay.
with a backwards
Vape's
hat.
not cool.
be a modern Godfather.
gay.
not like- it's not what? As you take a hit from your own vape.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look as cool as a cigar.
A cigar would look much cooler in a picture like that. Can we take a picture like that for the
name
podcast
one?
one day? Let me find a really nice area for us to take a picture like that. That'd be sick.
Everyone gets dressed up in their best suits.
Well, I only have one suit, so.
oh,
I don't have
shit.
any
I was like, I
suits.
have multiple suits. So
I'd have to dig up my mass uniform.
Someone in my fraternity, I think, won president at Tech.
Yeah, every year, Jonathan would be like, hey, vote for my beta brother. I'm like,
Nah, it's okay.
I would just be like, how do I do that
I
again?
actually, I usually vote every year, but I forgot this year.
Bro, if they got presidency power at a university,
But yeah, I think
Student
we have
body.
presidents. I think
Oh
we have
my
fucking.
God.
I think we have presidency
He
power.
wasn't a beta brother's president last year, too?
Yeah.
The black dude?
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah. I
Now,
met him
it-
once.
it's
He's
his
a cool
little
guy.
now, David.
This doesn't sound like democracy. This sounds like hierarchy.
yeah, I was about to say, I was like, what is this, some
Dude.
bloodline?
Dude,
For the Beta
I'm
Bros?
older than Sean, and that dude has connections with, like, he was 16 and helped senators in Texas campaign.
Oh, that guy made some
At
serious
At
connections.
16 years old.
Hey, man.
10 years later, how old do you have to be to run for president these days?
35.
Yeah,
35. I think
15 years from now, you just see a guy running for president by the name of Sean, and you're like,
I know that man.
Dude, I would shit in my pants. I'd be like, can I have a tour of the White House? He'd definitely be like,
Sir,
sure.
I knew you. Help me.
hi, Mr.
We were beta bros.
All right, one thing that I don't really want to talk about, but we're going to talk about, is part of the LGBT community. This article reads...
My 3 friends will hate me after this.
Yeah, we will. Transgender cycling champ. Excluding trans women from women's sports is like excluding black women from women's sports. Basically...
Okay, I'm gonna call shit.
Let him finish.
Basically, there was a transgender woman who won the Women's Cycling World Championship in October, and there's a lot of issues with the fact that, yes, she quote, identifies as a woman, but she's got the build and probably the testosterone of a man. Is it fair for her to compete in women's events?
No.
And clearly there are people out there who say yes because you're being biased, you're not agreeing with them, all this other shit. But the main problem with it is this quote from Dr. Rachel McKinnon. If Sharon Davies, Paul Radcliffe, or Martin, something I can't pronounce, had said we need to keep black women out of sport to protect it and the integrity of women's sports, that would be obviously racist. That's why it's obviously transphobic to exclude trans women now, not name calling. I completely disagree. I will be honest with you. I think as the LGBT community grows and as there are more and more trans people, I almost feel like they need their own category like men and women do. Like trans people need to compete in the transgender portion of a sport. Like it's just not fair to pin transgender women against other women. It's not fair. Like the transgender at that point, I think has some kind of advantage. I really do.
It's because genetically, no matter what, men are stronger than women.
And real quick,
hold on.
genders,
you're still genetically a man.
Real quick, this is going to be as unbiased as we possibly can make it, but science is science, biology is biology. Some things just we agree differently on.
Well, facts are facts.
Yeah.
And you can't change science. You can't change the laws of nature.
I think it's weird. The fact that she compared it to a racial problem of...
Well, that's just taking advantage of the time we're in. I don't think you can compare letting transgender women compete to letting black athletes compete.
Yeah, no.
That's just kind of piggybacking off something that...
They're not even on different pages.
It's not
they're
the same
in different
thing
fucking
at
books.
all.
Like, that's...
When someone goes through that process, I'm pretty sure they start taking estrogen, so that their testosterone levels are a little bit different. But they still do have the genetic makeup of a man.
Well, a lot of them don't get their hoo-ha chopped off or whatever because it's fucking expensive. Well, they flip it inside out and put it...
Well, if there was some sort of regulation to where if you wanted to compete in a sport as a woman, you would have to have, quote-unquote, a vagina, then I would be perfectly fine with the transgender woman doing that.
I think you should have to genetically be a woman.
Genetically is not the word to use it. It's biologically. Like, if you were a biological woman, then yeah, you should compete with other women. But it's difficult to say because, I don't know, like, if you're transgender, you don't want to compete against men anymore because you're not a man anymore.
But it's just... I don't know how to say this. It's just... It's not the same. Clearly, when a transgender...
It brings up a question of safety, too.
Well,
agreed. Because you brought up the fight
There was
thing.
an MMA woman fighter who broke another woman's... She was transgender. She broke her opponent's skull with a knee.
Yeah. It brings up a question of safety.
And it was the front of her face.
It brings up a question of
your skull.
Fairness, but like... At the end of the day,
someone.
What do you? There's not that many transgender athletes, so it's not like we can automatically make them their own category yet.
True.
But in the near, it's growing, so in the near future, maybe that's a possibility. As for now, I don't know what type of solution you can make.
Well, if you
can't tell them not to compete in sports,
like playing sports against each other, it's going to be like watching men compete.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I almost think that it's fucked up because there's clearly no right answer because there's wrong everywhere.
You can't tell a transgender woman to compete in a man sport because she doesn't consider herself a man anymore. So
even though she's on equal playing field as the men,
it's just one of the, it's like there's no immediate solution. It's more of like a maybe at some point in life we could have them compete against other transgender women or transgender men. But like as for now, it's pretty unfair. But how many athletes do you think are going to take advantage of that? And do we think this lady was taking advantage of that? I don't know.
Well, because, it was a funny picture I saw the other day because it was clearly fake. But it said a rapper chose to self-identify as a woman and break the women's deadlifting record and then self-identify as a man after he broke the record.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was just like, all right, that's cool, I guess.
Fair enough.
But
I don't get how you can... Because being transgender, it used to be categorized as a medical condition, like body dysmorphia. Someone who, they can't stand the way their body looks. So they, either are anorexic or they take so much steroids. They just keep getting bit. Like, Rich Piata, the dude, a big-ass bodybuilder, he had body dysmorphia. He always wanted to be big, and it killed him, honestly, because I can't... You know how much he spent on steroids, a month?
A shitload?
It was like $20,000 worth of steroids for years.
You can only poke yourself so much.
It's like a mental condition and you need help. But how can... They used to be categorized as a mental condition.
I mean, I don't think you can completely understand it until you go through it. Or you know someone that's been through it. It's not one of those things that you wake up one day and you're like, yeah, I don't want to be a boy anymore.
Well, also,
it's one of those things you just
how do you
don't feel comfortable in your skin.
How do you know you want to be a woman if you don't know what being a woman feels like?
That's a good question, but the thing is, most people who go through it they grow up thinking or feeling like, I don't feel like myself. You know, they don't feel like they belong in the body that they have currently. So it's one of those things they switch because that's what they think is right. Sometimes they're happy about it, sometimes they're depressed about it. I don't know.
If you bring religion into this, though, for a moment.
Fuck, I'm not.
For a moment. I'm gonna twist the whole game up.
Complicated enough.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna fuck the whole game up real quick. You're created in God's image. He made you the way he wanted to make you. If he made you a guy, why do you want to be a girl? What happens at that point that you decide that you don't like the way you are, and that technically, and I'm metaphorically speaking, God fucked up at that point. You didn't want to be a guy.
Well, I don't know if you could say God fucked up, but maybe God made you as a boy originally, but he knew deep down you were actually a girl.
Hold on. Here's a statistic that's really crazy, and it's true. So, would you say that usually people who like are transgender are like somewhat depressed or like sad about like or uncomfortable, like something is like they don't feel right, so they switch genders? You like, you know what the suicide rate among transgender people are, and it's not being picked on because people are picked on every day and they don't kill themselves. It's close to 50%.
It's a tough thing to assume.
So switching genders isn't fixing the problem. There's
you can't link that to switching genders though.
But if that should fix if they think that's
it's
the problem,
not what they do to fix
and it
the
didn't
problem.
Fix it.
No, it's not a problem.
Why did you just dab?
I was just staring at Ryan because he's been relatively quiet the whole episode.
Well, we know how Ryan feels about this.
Yeah, Ryan sucks toes.
Ladies, his Twitter is...
Oh, dude, I swear to God.
King Ryan or something
King
like that.
Ryan.
Dude, he's the one who's going to buy feet pics.
Hey, you fuck off with my
If you were trying to sell your
bro,
feet pics...
Don't you fetish shame me.
Don't you fetish
just
shame
because he's
me
on
hard.
Belle Delphine's Patreon right now, dude.
We weren't supposed to talk about that. I spent the highest money, damn it.
No, I agree with Josh in a sense. I'm torn when it comes to a conversation like this because I agree with Josh in a sense that you are who you are. I'm not going to judge you for it. Be what you want to be. Don't shove it down my throat. But at the same time, science and biology don't lie. So I don't know where it came from all of a sudden that there are 76 different genders you can be whatever the fuck you want to be. Like, why?
There are not 76 different genders.
There's not. There's two.
There's two.
You are biologically born male or female. You are not born a unicorn. I'm sorry.
I want to identify as the planet Neptune.
But a lot of it
This comes from a liberal. You are not born a fucking planet. I am sorry. You are born a male or a female.
But a lot of it is subjective.
It is subjective, but
it's not logical.
It doesn't have to be logical at this point, you know? It's just what people are doing. If that's what you choose to do, I don't really give a shit.
Or like, if it's not logical and subjective and objective, then what? Like,
I mean,
then nothing else has to be logical and objective.
You know what's the problem with talking about logic right now? We elected Trump as president. Where's the logic in that?
I didn't vote for either of them because it was literally picking the lesser of the two evils.
It was.
And I do believe Trump was the lesser evil, but he's just a dipshit.
He was an idiot. He's an idiot.
He is an idiot, and Hillary's the devil. So,
but
crooked Hillary.
I don't know. It's hard to talk about the LGBT community because obviously, I mean, we're all straight here.
Yeah.
I was like, none of us.
I mean, I worked with a lot of different people from that community. I know a lot of people from that community. Pretty open to it, but it's not the easiest to talk about. It's very confusing.
Well, and honestly, I think...
people from that community are confused too, so it's just one of those things like so much shit comes out every day that you don't really know how to follow it well.
I was like, I think if one of us was on that side of the spectrum, I think this would be a very heated discussion, like an angry discussion. But I mean, it's one of those that like, and I'm going to use Ryan here as an example because he's been so quiet the entire time. If Ryan was part of the LGBT community and he believed in like 76 genders and we just all agreed that there's only two, he could get pissy about that. I mean,
it is pretty offensive for some people.
It is. And science doesn't lie. Like
They taught us in psychology. We had to memorize the genders. They gave us like 9. I was like, dude, there's 2. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, but it's more of a spectrum than it was like gender types.
Well,
Dude,
yeah.
that shit.
We have to set something straight first. There's a difference between sex and gender.
Yeah.
Sex is male or female.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently now gender is... There's a spectrum of it.
I don't understand how it's separated from science.
It's 2 different terms.
It's just because like society and like the
We
way that
give them
psychologists
2 different terms now. We give you a sex at birth, but now we're at the point to where if you want a different gender, you want to call your gender whatever, I don't give a fuck. Your sex is male or female.
Well, because you guys heard, and it was something that I read last year, because I remember reading it. They were actually trying to get a bill passed, like a petition and shit signed, that would state that hospitals could no longer write on the birth certificate the sex of the child when it was born. You have to wait for the child to grow up and decide for itself
That's
before
not
you can
gonna
write it on the
happen.
certificate.
Yeah, I really don't want to be 18 before I decide whether I want a wiener.
No. It's one of those that like you wait till the kid's conscious enough to make his own decisions. And if he decides he's a girl or she decides she's a guy, then you write it on the birth certificate what they identify.
Well,
as.
See, that makes no sense.
See, usually...
There's a reason why we have sexes. That's why we just need to have someone, the big voice, just determine, hey, everybody from the community, hey, everyone outside the community, I came up with something. Let's make 2 different terms. On the birth certificate, they're either male or female. When they turn 18 or whatever, I don't care what gender they call themselves. I don't give a fuck. But it's if you think about it like a school administrator and you get a file of a kid who wants to be in your school and the sex says to be determined, and you're looking at the name like,
I'll be honest, I'm just imagining Miss Reyes like, Jesus would not like this.
We had a conversation like that though, in one of my psychology classes, and our teacher was like, "What would you do? Like, would you if like people that are like that, you know, that want to identify as like a male or female, but it's a guy that wants to identify himself as a female, and he goes into the woman's restroom." Yeah, I mean, hold on, listen.
I don't
Technically,
think that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But then
Because I don't think it's okay because creeps would abuse it.
yes,
That's why.
exactly.
People
And
would abuse it.
and it's just like
if you have the parts, you can go there. That's
yeah,
my opinion.
that's what I said, and he was just like, but to them, they're female, and to them, they think that they can go in the women's restroom, and I'm like, well, then my daughter's gonna have to wait till we go home because she ain't going to no public
You were
restroom.
holding it.
Yeah, I would. That's literally what I said. I was
That's
like,
the idea behind gender neutral bathrooms now.
I still don't trust that shit.
See, I feel like that would be abused too. Like a gender neutral bathroom. Let's go in there.
Yeah, some
Like,
straight guy. No,
stuff
but also like some straight guy can just go into a gender neutral restroom with some girl. You know what I'm saying, and just rape her.
Or they could just have, consensual sex like a lot of other people do. Like,
Well, yeah, but still,
No, but
it
if
still
you
doesn't have to- it
if-
doesn't have to be
if
rape.
you're talking about abusing it though,
that's right.
I'm thinking more along his line, sexual
Well,
predators.
if
also,
it's a
it's
gender
also
neutral
illegal.
bathroom, it would probably be a 1-stall bathroom, so one person at a time.
It's also illegal to have like sex in a public bathroom anyway.
Well,
so it's
it's
technically, you're not
probably
supposed
illegal to have
sex
sex
anywhere
in a lot of
publicly.
places.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
boy,
saying.
howdy, if I took my risk at the law.
Oh, big fella.
Ladies,
Ladies, Twitter is that J. Cortez.
I suggest you plead the fifth.
He's a big spender.
I suggest you
He's
plead
a high roller.
I suggest you plead the fifth.
No, that's why I'm quiet, because like I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a fucking doctor that has to deal with this every day. Hey, I'm just gonna say this out there. If I see a transgender, if I see you as you want to be considered a man, I won't call you ma'am. I'm gonna call you a sir.
See, I'm on the spectrum of I will respect what you want to be called, and honestly, to your face, I will respect you. But at the same time, when I go home, if I'm talking to somebody about it, you're a dude. You're not a chick. I'm sorry, you're not.
I gotta call it what it is.
And then, like, because I've heard you play it over the mic on Discord several times, that video where she's just like, be honest with yourself and take a second. Would you date a transgender person?
No.
Go ahead and answer that. And there's like, have you got your answer? Well, you said no. That's pretty, like, homophobic of you. And you're just like, you just asked me my opinion. What the fuck?
That's where I stand too. It's kind of like, be what you are.
I'll respect it,
I respect you for
but I
what
don't
you
agree.
are. I may not agree. I may disagree. I don't know.
I'll
It depends.
respect you up until the point you don't respect me.
If you start shoving it down my throat, I might punch you. I don't care if you're a chick now. I will punch you. Just don't shove. That goes with anything, though. If you're a huge church head and you're shoving it down my throat, I'll probably punch you. If you're a huge anti-church person and you're shoving it down my throat, I'll probably punch you. It's just one of those things. We don't have to make I guess we do have to make a gigantic deal because it's a pretty big subject and not very many people are informed about it. But it gets
I
to
feel
the
like
point where
everyone's
like
informed, but everyone knows about it.
You don't know.
Everyone has their own opinion about
you have your own opinion, but no one knows everything about it. You know what I'm saying? There's different things going on. It's a It's one of those things that doesn't stop developing, so it's impossible to keep up with, especially the way it's written about and everything. So it's one of those things where it's like most of us are just confused about it. We don't really give a shit, honestly. Half of us don't really give a shit.
You stay in your lane, we'll stay in our lane.
Like it just don't shove it down my throat. Biologically speaking, there's two sexes. You can have however fucking many genders you want. I just know biologically you're either a male or female.
That's what you start out as.
That's what you start out as. Whatever you are now, that's on you.
Also, as you die, it's also what you die
what
a
you
man
die
or a
with,
female too. You'll die a man
because
or a
you
woman
either
too.
have a penis or you have a vagina. I don't,
Well, because you guys have heard that there are parents now who, after their kids are born, they're actually choosing to spend certain hours of the day. They let them play with boy toys and they dress them in boys' clothes. And then, like, if it's a boy or a girl, then they change around in certain hours out of the day. They make them do the opposite sex things, play with Barbies, dress.
I feel like that's fuck a kid's
And what
head
they're doing
up.
is they're making them they're trying to make them understand both worlds and then let them choose what they want to be. And I think that's completely wrong. That's not how you raise a child.
I
I'm
get
like,
that
would
inclusiveness
fuck
is a
kid
big
up,
thing,
dude.
and especially in our culture and climate now, that you want to include kids in everything.
And you want them to understand.
You
Some
want them to
kids
understand.
can't be included in everything, though. I'm not gonna like. I want to play in the NBA. I'm 5'9".
That's
I'm
not
never
what I'm
gonna,
talking
like-
about, though.
But there are some people out there like that. Who, like, you shouldn't.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Want to do
inclusion.
that?
Sure.
He's my
So
height.
include like
Dude,
they
don't
want
go.
their kids to feel like they can be included in anything. Whatever they decide to do in their life, they're going to be accepted. But it just gets to a certain point to where you shouldn't raise your kids any differently than you would have want to be like the way you were raised.
I wasn't included in everything when I was little. I had to learn how to do it, or else I didn't get to play.
That's
Well, I mean, like-
that's what I'm trying to say
I
here. Is
also had
that
to toughen up. I didn't.
Well, I mean, like if you have a child and you have a son, I honestly, genuinely think you should raise it as a boy. You should raise it as a son, and later on, if he
they'll
chooses,
decide later on.
if he
obviously.
chooses he wants to be a female, that's his choice. You raised him as a good parent, the normal way, the basic way.
just,
you did your
just
best.
raise your kids the way they raise.
But
It's just-
raising them through those years where they're learning and they're becoming their own person, you shouldn't try to force things that are going on in our society and make them understand it at an age that they
they're
don't get
fucking
it.
children.
also, your brain.
They want to eat
Doesn't
cereal and
finish-
watch fucking cartoons.
Your brain doesn't
Let 'em
finish
watch that
developing to your mid 20s, late 20s, like mid 20s, late 20s, early 30s.
No wonder they say why if you smoke marijuana early, you might be depressed later on in your life.
But
Fucks with your development.
that's when your brain
Fuck
like
up
stops
everything.
developing. Like that's when you're done developing your brain, and it's
Guess
the part
we'll
of
go
your
get
brain that
high.
it decides what's right and wrong. That's why it's hard when you're a teenager. You do a lot of dumb shit, and at the time you're like, "That was right," and then you turn like older, and you're like, "God, I was stupid as shit."
Because I've had one conversation with one lesbian. We all know who it is.
Yes.
I do not. Oh,
I've had one conversation, and the entire conversation, I was very respectful about it, but I did not necessarily agree with what she was saying. I didn't speak my side of the story because I know it's a touchy subject. I know that people can get really defensive on their stuff, but I didn't agree with what she was saying. I didn't agree with how she technically was telling everyone how to approach her transgender boyfriend. But there's almost nothing you can do about it. You either have to be respectful about it or you're a fucking asshole. Like, there's no in between. There's
wait,
just
that's not a chick?
no, it
It
is,
is.
but it's sorry. She is trying to become a man. Yes.
So is she a lesbian still?
Technically, she says she's in a straight relationship, but she's technically in a lesbian relationship.
So
By
she's,
social
so
norms-
she's in a straight relationship, but they bump tacos to get it off.
Yes.
Yes. That is the very inappropriate way to put that, but yes.
Hey man, you love who you love. That's all I'm gonna say.
Love knows no bounds.
Oh, I know that. That doesn't bother me at all.
Age is just a number.
Unless someone's
Look at
like,
Michael Jackson.
I mean,
oh my god, what I said was offensive? Go fuck yourself, mister.
Hey, it is what it is.
I have found myself to be very uncomfortable.
And this is where we exit the room.
But
we will leave Christian here to talk about his fantasy.
Until you love an inanimate object. Those people are fucking weird.
Could
There's a
you
video of
imagine
some
if-
dude being like, "I love my car," and then starts kissing his car.
Could you imagine, like, if you guys, like, chose to get up and leave and I sat here, all right, welcome back to the Kermit Talk Show. No, those people kind of freak me out because, like, people marry and, like, fuck, like, the tailpipes of their cars, like, marry trees and shit. Why?
That's not logical.
It makes no
It's
sense.
Weird as shit. Why?
This tree was there for me when no one
That
else
person,
was. It
something
gave you
is wrong in their
oxygen,
brain.
but outside of that, it didn't do anything.
I think there's
You're
a
gonna
lot
get
of
splinters
mental.
in you somewhere.
I think there's a lot of mental conditions we have no clue what the fuck they are because the brain is so goddamn complex. We can't even like comprehend 90% of what the human does and why we do it.
Well, you can only use like 10% of your brain, so.
What? That was proven false. You use all your brain all the time.
No.
Hey, man, I can't fly yet, so I don't know.
I have not been able to levitate.
Hey, I haven't used my Jedi
Have you
forces
seen David
yet.
Blaine?
He sold
That
souls
man
to
sold his soul to the devil.
There's a difference.
Stop
Here's a
David
different
Blaine.
story.
I'm not selling my soul to no devil. Not
I mean,
today.
I don't blame him. He's got a great career. He's a crazy motherfucker, but he's probably going to spend an eternity in hell, if there is one.
He's a very great illusionist.
Most magicians are, though. I
Oh,
mean, that's their
yeah.
profession.
I think it's surprising they still keep some of their like
Someone's
tricks
behind all of his
a
tricks, though.
secret. Like they still,
Well,
some people still don't know how to do them.
There's like
tricks.
documentaries like describing how certain musicians.
Oh, how
do
certain of them, but
things.
some of them, they
But some
still
of David
don't know
Blaine's
how
tricks,
it's
they're
done.
like,
You're
no,
so-
we have no fucking clue how he did
he
that.
does a trick, and you're just like, this man's a witch.
Like he legitimately held
Hold
his
on.
breath for like 18,
That is not
like
possible.
18 minutes. That wasn't an illusion. He legitimately held his
did,
breath
did
for
you
18
see?
minutes.
Did you see what he did for that though?
I think
like-
there was like a thing about him training for something.
Yeah.
He trained for it, but what they originally tried to do was
There's
to,
like a story
to
where he
beat a
almost
trick.
died like twice.
Well, to beat a trick,
Yeah, he did.
they tried to like shove a balloon basically down his esophagus full of air, and it would have like a tube in it to where he could just breathe. For like, I don't know how the fuck it worked, but
So
it was at a TED Talk. And there's actual footage of him laying on the table, and this doctor is like just got him by the head, and he's just trying to shove this balloon
Oh,
down
I
his
watched
fucking
that because
throat.
he did a TED talk about how he did it, and
Yeah.
then that didn't work, so he had to legitimately train
Yeah.
and learn how. He had to control his
They had
heart
to go
rate.
through the breathing techniques and the heart rate.
Like he could control his heart rate.
that shit's crazy.
Illusions of the mind.
David
Imagine.
Like that's not illusion or magic. That's just fucking nuts.
And the fact that he, and I remember, like, I didn't actually see the live performance wherever he did it out in public. I saw the performance on the Ellen show where she's just like, he's aiming for 17 minutes. And at 19 minutes, Oprah's just like, is he okay? Oh God. Oh God.
Dude, he turned like purple and was like white. He came out and they had to like put an oxygen thing in his because he, what's it called when your body gets deprived of oxygen? It's called, I forgot what it's called. It's a big ass word.
Death.
No, it's hypoxia.
Ladies,
It's
my
hypoxia because if you like climb a
He's
mountain,
wanting to
if you
be a
get too high on a
doctor.
mountain,
my Twitter's at J.Cortez. I'm officially a doctor now. You're welcome.
because if you get too high on a mountain, you can get hypoxia.
I mean, like, because you've seen Mac Lethal on YouTube,
I don't know
his
who that
like
is.
rap
It's not-
videos. You guys don't know Mac Lethal? Oh my God, you
Yeah.
uncultured swine.
I just watch anime and fucking gameplays
That's
on
why
YouTube.
I hate you, fucking anime nerd. I love
We
you.
prefer the term weeb. We stand united against the bully that is Christian. Me and my Misa.
Even though he's watching anime.
Fight me.
You will not defeat us.
My Hero Academia is the only anime I accept, and I will not watch another one.
Wow.
Gate made no fucking sense.
What is going
Okay,
on?
to be fair, he put you on a really tough show to watch right away. As an
Watch
like,
one episode of Gate. No fucking sense.
Exactly. Okay, so I had watched like 5 or 6 different animes before I watched Gate, and Gate was still weird to me.
By
so
the way, when I watch an anime, I'm like, oh, it's a cool cartoon.
That's what anime is. It's a cartoon.
Anime is animation, so
You
it's,
just
it's,
said
it is a cartoon.
What-
Yeah,
Is there,
it's the same thing. The genre's just now
I know,
known
but
as
if I
anime.
say, oh, this is a cool cartoon, they're like, it's an anime. I'd be like, God fucking damn it.
Hey,
Jesus
It's
Christ.
the same thing.
To us,
No
it's
one
the
gives
same
a
thing.
shit. Yeah.
we're Americans. It's a cartoon. Let's be real.
It's funny.
Your Saturday cartoons were technically animes.
I'm against watching anime, but the only reason I watched My Hero Academia is because I was going through a time where I would sit up till like 7 a.m. just watching shit on Hulu. I watched American Psycho, Sweeney Todd 9 times. I was all over the place.
Jesus.
So, yeah.
9 times of Sweeney.
Yeah.
I
If I
could
wa- if
quote
I wasn't up
Sweeney
with
Todd
you-
off the top of my head.
If I wasn't up with you, you were watching Hulu.
And Josh was just like, dude, you gotta watch My Hero Academia. Bryce said it, and I was like, is it dubbed? They're like, yes. I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. I was bored. I had nothing to do for 6 hours while I was up all night. So I gave My Hero Academia a chance, and honestly, like, 6 episodes in, I was like, this is fan-fucking-tastic.
It's a great show, man.
It's okay. As long as I got either... As long as I got Josh on SAO, it's okay.
Oh, switching to the thing I wanted to talk about was climate change. What are your opinions on climate change? On global warming?
It's a hoax.
Takes
Just
the
like
mic, shoves it up your ass.
No.
If global warming was real, then why is it so cold right now? Tell me that.
Explain.
Yeah, we're in Texas and it's gonna snow next week. Tell me.
It's not gonna snow.
No, it's not gonna snow. But the funniest thing about like people who
By
say
the way, we're
like
all
it's
joking.
colder than ever.
Hold on. We all believe.
We
in climate
all know
change.
our planet is gonna die. Okay.
No, bitch.
Yeah, no, we were joking.
We all know the planet's gonna explode on us.
Yeah,
for
the funny
fucking
thing
sure.
is when people say, "How come it's so cold?" Then it's because when there is
supposed to be
global when it
warm.
warms up, when the winter comes, it's harsher than ever, and global warming will lead to another ice age. That's what it will lead to, is another ice age.
What time do you have to leave?
A little bit
I was like, it's 3:43.
soon.
Okay, so go ahead.
And
I was like, we'll wrap up after this.
one of the scariest things that I didn't even think about, I watched a YouTube video and they were talking about it. The biggest danger about climate change is it's melting the icebergs, but guess what's inside the ice?
Something like
Aliens.
methane or carbon or something. Like it's gases and shit, isn't it?
No, it's diseases that our generation has never seen before.
Oh yeah,
like the bubonic
because
plague
the bacteria is
Yeah.
coming back to
and
life
the
when it thaws
Spanish
out.
flu.
Oh my
and
god,
the
she scared the shit out of me.
And the Spanish flu, we've never seen them.
Hey,
Our
we're gonna
bodies,
fucking die
our
from that
bodies
shit.
have never. And
Remy,
like
settle.
ice preserves things for like a scientist found a bacteria like thousands of years old and revived it in his lab.
Yeah,
And then injected it into himself
What
just
in
to
the
see
hell?
what the fuck would happen.
And he died.
that man. Remy, you kicked over my water bottle. That man is a true science hero.
But like,
Right next to Bill Nye the Science Guy.
like.
And Steve
Bill!
Irwin!
Bill!
I mean, it could just be a little piece of ice falls in the ocean, releases the Spanish flu, and
You know,
like millions of people die.
The bubonic
Bill
plague.
Nye the Science Guy actually taught me about the different spectrums of gender. There's a
Like-
video on YouTube of me explaining it to
Let's talk
everybody.
about ice cream cones. It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world.
Why'd you disrespect Bill like that?
Bill,
I don't
Bill,
like Bill.
Bill!
Wait, wasn't Bill also accused of sexual assault?
I don't like.
We don't
Bill
talk
Nye.
about that.
No, Neil deGrasse Tyson was accused of
okay.
sexual
Neil,
assault.
it was one of the big boys that...
How did you see how he handled that?
Mm-mm.
That's how everyone should handle.
But I mean, I really hope it's not true because Neil deGrasse Tyson is one of my favorite people
I
on
don't
this
think
planet.
it's true either,
I would love to have you on this show with us.
dude. If we,
God, if we
Our
got
Twitter
Neil
is
deGrasse
at
Tyson-
GamblingGamer7.
At Gambling Gamers?
dude, I would shit my fucking pants.
just to have Neil deGrasse Tyson come
He
up
just
here.
sits here and calls us idiots the whole
He's like,
entire
you guys
time.
have no idea what you're talking about. Could you keep speaking to me, please?
it's like, could you call me retarded one more time,
Please.
please?
I would love it.
Please.
But no, I didn't even think about that. All the
Neither-
older
it's-
diseases that could be in the ice and shit.
That's
Yeah.
we would die to the diseases before the world went to shit.
Shit, you know what that is? The Divisions. I've
And
played that
that's-
game.
That's
the
nuts.
first game sucked.
Like I don't know how many
The second
people.
game looks good,
I don't know
but-
how many people died of the bubonic plague
A shit
and
ton.
and the
And
Spanish flu.
died a shit
But
ton.
I'm pretty sure it's upwards in the millions.
Well, not to mention, it doesn't help that that's melting, the diseases are being released, and then parents aren't vaccinating their children.
Anti-vaxxer for life!
Dude, those,
You know what's funny?
It's
I wasn't
fun-
vaccinated
dude,
when I was younger.
And
Oh,
look
God.
at you! You don't have autism! Wow!
dude, I think,
Wait, are we sure about that?
dude,
I've been tested, thank
dude,
you.
the stupidest thing is there's multiple articles like proven, 110% proven that the doctor who wrote the article that vaccines cause
Okay.
autism was 100% made up.
It doesn't happen.
It's 100%
No one-
false.
No one
And
knows how autism
That
happens.
man should be like put in jail for causing. He's like the domino effect. He just flicked the first one, and now thousands of kids are dying.
Yeah, well,
For-
that guy's
we-
no longer a professor of
Well,
anything.
what's the biggest outbreak right now? Is measles, right?
We-
Measles.
Was it
and-
measles and smallpox nearly
Smallpox.
extinct?
They-
Like
they
no one
don't
had
happen.
them,
They don't happen.
they
and
don't
now
happen.
they're
Well, because
popping
everyone
up.
takes the vaccination for them.
Yeah,
so
and now
they
they're
don't-
popping up.
Because like there was a span where like
Except for you,
like 8 to like 13 like children
me.
died in the hospital like smallpox and shit because it was
because
just
they were
spreading so fast.
anti-vaccinated
Yeah.
kids.
That's the and like parents like we should have the right.
But guess
to choose.
what?
It's like no, you
They
should.
don't have autism either, so dodge the bullet there.
I'm alive.
It's like
I'm well.
you should.
And you don't have autism or measles. Good luck.
That's like the one thing
You're
where I'm
gonna
like,
die
the
soon.
government should make a law forcing you to vaccinate because they will die and kill other people.
But the law technically, I don't think can tell you how to raise your child.
it's not how to raise them; it's to save their life.
It's the safety of the community.
It's the safety of
it's
everybody.
not a requirement though.
It should be.
Hey man, I don't know. My mom.
I
asked her the
I
other
also
day.
don't think you should have you should take like some kind of test before you can have a child because there are some
Will you
stupid
be a
people.
responsible parent?
Yes.
Kind of like how Cardi B had a kid and we were all like, you shouldn't have reproduced.
like there are some people like
Yeah.
who shouldn't reproduce
What's that?
and they should not be allowed
Well,
to.
Cardi B should have been one of those people.
And they shouldn't be allowed,
Oh,
like,
so-
if they do have the child, they're not allowed to keep it.
Mama.
Hey,
See, but the problem with that is not being
Yeah, foster
not
care is
on to
pretty-
keep. I was
yeah,
like, there's already
oh, yeah,
so
there's
many
some
kids
fucked
in
up-
foster care.
I was like, there's some fucked up shit. in
The foster care
foster care
system's pretty
foster
fucked
care is
up.
pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah,
I would know. I watched that one show.
I thought he was
going
gonna say I was in foster care.
I was not. I
Me
do-
too. I was like, God damn, I didn't know that.
Josh,
My
your
mommy
backstory
popped
just
me
got-
out.
Are you from the DC universe? Because that was dark.
I
just quoted Deadpool too.
Dude, I'm surprised. Was there any backlash of him saying that?
No.
Or did people just laugh at it and be like,
Oh, they probably
"He's
just
a
laughed their
Batman."
ass off.
They're like, I love him.
DC Universe probably had that hard on. They're like, oh, Deadpool even referenced us.
We're
Yeah.
yeah,
gonna
they're-
make it, boy.
Yeah, their movies are so down in the dumps.
Yeah,
they were
they
mentioned
just
in
don't
Deadpool,
care.
and DC was like, hey, boys, they might watch our movies.
Hey, they did, because you want to know why? Aquaman got a hella reviews on that.
I
bitch.
liked Aquaman. It was because all the other movies were dark and they weren't working, so they had to pull out the stereotypical
I
feel-good
liked
movie.
it because
They had to.
Let me tell you where you're wrong.
They had to pull. Just
Whoa,
because
whoa,
he
whoa!
said,
We will save this for next.
Call me
Actually,
Ocean Master.
actually, two things. We really need to stop fucking talking.
Yeah, I gotta
But-
bounce.
You got 10
They've
minutes,
already
yeah.
stated that
I gotta
Captain.
get over there in 10 minutes. What do
They've
you
already
mean I
stated
get 10
that
minutes?
Captain Marvel is somewhat of a failure because it's not as an empowering like woman lead role as they expected, and they've already stated that Marvel waited too long and DC beat them to it with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is the highest rating DC movie, hands down. And
Have they ever seen Spider-Man?
Wonder Woman 2
Harley Quinn.
Wonder Woman 2 will probably
what
be
we said.
fantastic. But the last thing I'm going to say before we go is guaranteed next week it's going to be all Marvel and DC talk. We're going to go see Captain Marvel. That's all the fuck we're going to
Yes,
talk
and
about next week.
you know what that means, Tyler?
We might sit here for 6 hours.
Yeah,
then.
we will probably be here a whole
You're
day.
gonna have to bring. You're gonna have to get like a big
I'm gonna
ass
have to
flash
bring
drive
a
to hold
cooler.
all the gigabytes.
I'm gonna have to bring sandwiches.
I have a
Some
cooler.
burr.
Tyler, you know
I'm gonna
what
have to bring a couple
you know what that
bears with me,
means?
some
We can
coors.
talk about Star Wars because Marvel got bought out by Disney.
No, you cannot.
hell
no,
yes,
you
we
can't.
can.
It's in the universe.
Nope.
It's in the universe.
It's in the
No, we're
universe.
talking about
I am
superheroes.
down for Star Wars.
They're superheroes.
No, they're
This
not
is a democracy, sir.
All right, well now you know.
I am a dictator, damn it!
How is
Your
it
dictatorship.
Tell me a Jedi's not a superhero.
It is part of the Marvel area, but I'm
Universe.
talking more about the actual superhero aspect.
Hey,
I'm talking
hey,
about Spider-Man.
Obi-Wan was my only hope.
Tell
and
me.
he's forever a
Tell
hero.
me how. You're telling me if you couldn't have a superpower, you wouldn't want to have the Force?
Just because they're
That's one of the
owned by-
most badass
no,
powers to
they are
have
not part
ever.
of Marvel. They're owned by Disney. That does not make them Marvel superheroes.
Marvel-
that does not make them Marvel
They will
superheroes.
find a way into this universe.
No, they will.
What?
They are.
Yes,
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 it's in
yes.
the comic book.
No, it
Yes,
will never
it's in
happen.
the comic
No, it will
book.
never happen.
Technically, it's history because this is a long, long time ago. So it's like way before all Marvel shit happened. It could just be a precursor to everything. Maybe all superheroes have midi.
Ladies, let's save it for next week before we kill each other.
Yeah, what if all superheroes have midi-chlorians in them and they're part fucking Jedi?
They don't.
Yourself. How do
do.
you fucking know?
They do.
You don't
Spider-Man's
know
got
that.
it.
No, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're taking different comic book spin-offs from artists who are not specifically Stan Lee doesn't make it true, so go fuck yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Dark Horse.
mostly
is
ladies
Marvel.
here. Hey, fellas. We'll talk about it next week. Stay on task.
If we talk about Star Wars next week, I swear to God, I'll rage so fucking
Dude,
hard.
he might have to bring an extra
You got
microphone.
3 versus 1 on a Star
Dude,
Wars.
we might have to go buy an extra microphone because he put that one up my ass.
I'm telling you right now, we can talk about normal Marvel shit, and then I will leave the room while you guys finish on Star Wars. Because I fucking hate Star Wars. Star Wars is shit. I said
But
it.
the new ones are.
the new ones are.
Hate Star Wars. But this has been Gambling Gamers. I hope
We all now officially hate each other.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Next week is going to be a clusterfuck, guaranteed.
I might kill Ryan.
I'm going to kill all
We're
three
on
of
the
them.
same page.
I'm pretty sure after this, Christian's gonna punch me. So
I'm going to hurt somebody next week.
Somebody please call 911.
Just because I don't like Star Wars. But that's
If
just
I don't
me.
respond to your personal DMs by tonight, I am dead. Christian was my murderer.
he
Twitter.com.
He did it. I
Twitter.com.
swear. There was a
At
tri-
J.Cortez, at Gambling Gamer 7. Thank you guys.
there was a triple homicide in Texas. It was Christian.
This
If
is
it involved fire, it was definitely Christian.
This is Gambling Gamers signing
He's
off.
mad because we're interrupting him.
Go fuck yourself. This podcast is over.
Hey, Christian, you recording this?
Yeah, I am.
All right, well, fuck off.